Yofi Grant is, for the purposes of developing the country, CEO of the National Ghana Investment Promotion Center. He has that core job to do. But then for political purposes, he's also involved in the document, which is the document that the MPP is presenting to the public to say to them that this is what we have done so far, give us another chance, we'll vote for you. It is called a manifesto in plain language. He was a member of the team that crafted it. Welcome to Face to Face.
Thank you very much, Maro.
We have to talk about GIPC first before we talk about the manifesto.
Yes,
investment promotion, meaning you want people to come in to invest or people to go out to invest. Which one were you supposed
to do? For now, it's for people to come in to invest and help us partner with Ghanaian businesses to develop our economy. And it's a very important part of any country's development agenda. And if you are a follower of economic history, you realize that no country has ever developed as an island. I mean, even the United States, it was actually developed by immigrants from Ireland, from Holland, from all over the world. If you look at Germany, from the French Huguenots who were kicked out of France and crossed over to Germany, they all helped to develop the country. Asia, everywhere the same. Even China. China opened its doors to foreign investors and created special enclaves for them to do their business with all sorts of conditions. For example, you get free land, they give you free support, etc., etc. And today, we bear testimony to the growth of China. So, yes, Ghana to a resource-rich country with great people, relatively better educated than most of in the sub-region. And of course, with an aggressive agenda of growth and setting ourselves as the hub for West Africa. But of course, with the AFCFTA, we've also re-established ourselves as the spearhead of African trade and investment renaissance and push, just like how we did.
I'll ask you what the AFTA means to us, but how different, or what's the difference between GIPC and Free Zones Board?
The Free Zones Board is an authority that was set up to administer the free zones concept. Basically, the free zones concept, as we define in Ghana, is an enclave where you will produce a tax-free so long as you export 70% of your goods.
Okay, so you must export whatever you produce.
Absolutely.
It's a must.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The GIPC is, should I say, the investment promotion agency of the country, the whole country. So we work to support all the agencies, from trade to finance to energy to agriculture,
tourism,
just name it. We even education.
So do you go out and say to investors that, hey, we have a vibrant tourism industry, or we have a vibrant agriculture or health industry, come and see, come and invest? Is that the kind of thing you do? Or when people come in, they are coming to a ministry for, say, sanitation, for instance, they invite you to come and be part of the negotiation. How does it work?
Well, it works in a number of ways. First of all, attracting foreign direct investment is not an easy task because you are competing with quite a number of nations. So the first thing we do first is to brand the country. You need country branding to say, okay, where is Ghana? What is Ghana? And if you can sell a good story of Ghana, then you can move on to the next stage, which is what are the opportunities? Okay. Most countries may define priorities, and we did define some priorities initially, and we are going to even refine that even further. But others just says, well, we want investors. We are crafting these areas for the investors to come in. We'll give you these and that if you do come in. Just like how we at GIPC are pushing that now, we only try and focus our incentives on FDI that partners with local people, or FDI that actually facilitates the rapid achievement of the SDGs, because those are development goals. So that's where the difference comes. We are an overriding institution under the office of the president. So you'd realize that when the president is traveling on a mission, and most of the time when the president is traveling is to go speak to investors and business people, just not political and diplomatic. Even when it's a state visit.
So GIPC is always in there some way.
Yes.
Brand Ghana, we used to have a Brand Ghana office. How active is that? Because that's critical for investment promotion. It hasn't been
very active.
Which is a problem then.
Yes, and we are working to recitate it, to define the Brand Ghana. It's a very difficult task because Ghana, fortunately, is a country of positive diversity. There are so many things. I mean, if you look at ethnic groups, quite a number of diverse cultures. And to try and encapsulate all that into one brand sometimes gets difficult. But one thing that is surely overriding is that we are a great country. We are in the middle of the world. We are the only country on latitude 0, longitude 0. We are very friendly people. We are English speaking. We have summer all year round. And we have a vision. We also have able to establish ourselves from when we achieved independence and spearheaded the African political renaissance.
You go to some other countries and even a taxi driver at the airport is able to sell Ghana to you as a tourist, and you'd be interested in visiting places. We haven't done well with that, beyond giving a T-shirt or a Lacoste shirt to our taxi drivers at the airport and they charge exorbitant prices. There is nothing else you get as a foreigner moving into this country.
You're absolutely spot on. And I think it goes even beyond that. In most countries, for India, for example, before you are licensed as a driver, as a taxi driver, you must have a certain level of education. You hardly meet an Indian taxi driver that is illiterate. He'll be at least semi-literate. So that certain things come automatically to you, then they train you. In the UK, you can't drive a black cab without going through a major test. So when you sit in a black cab, you realize that the driver probably knows everything about...
It's an ambassador.
He's an ambassador. He knows that. When you go to Singapore, from taxi to taxi to taxi, it's like they rehearse the narrative. They know the country's plans. They will tell you and even go further to get you attracted in things in Singapore that you must see. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten there yet. But it's one of the things that is clearly on the agenda in the next 4 years. And one of the things that we believe very strongly is critical once we've started the senior high school, the free senior high school program, is that in the medium term, the minimum education of the average Ghanaian will be high school education. And therefore, there are certain things you will be able to grasp technically and therefore be able to be trained to do that.
As GIPC, and you are the boss, what would you say you've achieved over the past 4 years since you took over this office? Something significant that you say, well, I put Ghana on a certain pedestal. You could list them if you want.
You know, as a person, I never think I've done enough. So I don't like to say, okay, I've achieved this, I've achieved. Maybe I can say I've achieved numbers. I mean, when we came in, we set a target of 5 billion in 2017 that we should try and push for 5 billion. And we're able to attract 4.91 billion. We knew it was going to be difficult in the successive years. But I always target 10 billion, that Ghana should be in a position to attract $10 billion of FDI annually because of the opportunities we have and because of the plan and the architecture of our growth going forward, especially under this government. So I believe that is worth it to do. But the good things that have happened is that we've put Ghana on the map.
Really?
Oh, yes. Everywhere you go, Ghana comes up.
But Ghana has always been on the map.
When I say on the map, it means in the eyes and sight of people's radar. Ghana has it more than ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we have all the things working for us. First black African country to gain independence, all these having hosted the African Cup, even that was a big success that was chalk for us and so on. Our black stars have the past glory, all of that going for us. Our democracy is beautiful. It's a beacon on the continent, but that's where it ends. How does it translate?
You have to sell it. You can't assume that we've done these things, so it's all nice. It's like a pretty woman who's very pretty. Everybody knows she's pretty, but she hides in her bedroom all day. You've got to go out for people to see you.
Or go on Snapchat. And
You've got to go out for people to see you.
Yeah.
And you've got to actually trumpet it. It's like a diamond. A diamond has worth. But if it stays in the ground, nobody knows. It's useless. So you've got to go out and sell. And secondly, you're in a competitive environment. People in Cote d'Ivoire will say we are this, we are that. People in Togo will say the same. People in Nigeria will say the same. You have to go out and sell the good story. And I keep saying that we are so blessed in this country because we have certain things just going for us.